Hey. It's me, Erico, and I'm back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Meanwhile, I'm over here being peaceful, enjoying just having a calm life. And I go in and check the news, and I like to know what's going on in the world. And I see China and Taiwan are still fighting over this Red Sea. They still fighting over who owns what in the boundary line and an island that's like right on the boundary line. I mean, the island might as well be the boundary line at this point. And then the poor fishermen are still stuck in the middle, and they're like, well, oh my God, where do I go? Where am I supposed to be going? It's like, we just want fish. Like, we just need to have business. That's all. So it is going down right now in China, the government, and whatever weird brainwashed people that are on their side are like, fight me. Everybody can fight me. You all can come on and stand in line, and I just fight all of y'all. Like, at this point, it's like Taiwan, America, Japan, come on. Because they mean that they're gonna take over Taiwan. They mean that they're gonna claim dominance over everything, and they're so secretive with it. And there is an event that happened that kind of played into their hands per se, and it has to do with the poor fishermen and these Chinese people that are trying to go about their lives, and they're just been thrown into this whole crazy mess that like China's leaders do, and they're trying to fish. And meanwhile, we have this whole reaction from Taiwan and the coastal guards. And when you're fishing, and sometimes you don't realize that you're going into someone else's territory, or it's like, is it Taiwan's territory? Is it China's territory? It's like you don't even know. It's just like, oh my goodness, this is making me just feel like I am in some type of weird zone that I'm not sure what this is. But the fishermen, they were caught in Taiwan's part of this Red Sea, and the Taiwanese coastal guard started chasing them. And these were 4 fishermen, and they were warned, you're over in our waters, go back over there to China, go back over there with your crazy president and everybody else and all the weird, destructive things they're doing with missiles. And, they didn't want to do that. They said, no, we got more fish over here. The fish are coming to us. They're like flounder jumping up out of the water. Like, I think, get in the boat. And so they refused. A chase ensued, and the 4 fishermen's boat ended up capsizing. So there were 2 fishermen that passed away. They rescued the other ones, and this gave China like a burning flame of motivation to be like, see, Taiwan, y'all are violent. Look what you did. People have died. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. Why are you all not coming back and fusing with us to be like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z, and we can just be together and we just have complete control over all of y'all, and y'all will have no say about nothing. Just come back home. Just come back. And Taiwan is like, they crazy. we have a Taiwanese boat that's on the coast again. This is a tourism boat. They're minding their own business. Next thing they know, they look, trying to enjoy the sights they see in the site that makes everything bad, make the site look bad and polluted. These Chinese Coastal Guard boats, they come up and they're blocking the way. They're like, okay, we got to get on the boat because we need to make sure that you all are not in our waters. We need to see what's going on. So they get on the boat. The people are looking like, we ain't paid to be arrested or investigated. Like we ain't paid for the let's get taken and as hostages to China package. We didn't pay for that. And the people are taking video. You see all these Coastal Guards on this tourism boat. And I would ask for a refund. I kid you not. I would have been like... And then to hold them up when they're supposed to be enjoying their ride and they paid for it. So Taiwan once again is like, well, you all just came out and you were saying that we were aggressive. And now all of a sudden, we're getting all these different Coastal Guards that are doing weird things, acting weird, having weird actions. We've had in the past them claiming basically the whole sea and them being slick and putting like a boundary line there. And, you know, Taiwan was like, no. It's like talking to a child when dealing with China's government and their president, and it's just like, stop. I am so tired. I'm so tired of looking at the news. You know, I'm in the know about what's going on in the world. I am so just exhausted. It's like, just share the sea at this point, because the fishermen have to fish. They have this one island that's like basically just in the middle of the sea. And China's laying claim to the island. Taiwan's laying claim to the island. China's saying that it's still ours. It was always ours. And we never agreed that it was Taiwan's. And I'm just like, you all gotta realize, like, really looking and just objectively viewing this whole thing. China was aggressive first. Instead of leaving Taiwan alone, they continue to do things, and then they're even doing things to Taiwan's allies as well. It's like, you all taking fighter jets and airplanes and flying them over Taiwan, those are threats. You shooting a balloon in the air that you claim is just a weather satellite, but we looked at it and saw otherwise. You know, Americans see that as a threat. All these things that you all are doing, it's aggressive. Maybe passive aggressive, but it's aggressive. So how do you think that a lot of people are going to feel about any action that you all make? You know, I just thought that it was so funny and just rich on how we really had Chinese representatives crying and talking about how aggressive Taiwan was. Meanwhile, we still don't really know what they're doing. They are constantly waving in the world's face like, oh, we are doing all this stuff with our military, and you all are just gonna have to watch and see what we do. We're constantly experimenting. We're constantly doing all of these different test runs on all this stuff. And Taiwan is constantly looking, because it has to do with their election. It has to do with Taiwan's constant power demand and trying to get them to come back. It's like Majin Buu from a Dragon Ball Z episode, basically, where it's like, you all gonna have to come back into us. And meanwhile, obviously other parts of the world consider Taiwan to be Taiwan. You know, it's like they are saying that they're democratic, that they are free thinkers, and they have their own voices. It is what it is. And the sea should be the sea. I don't think that being slick and harassing people is the way to go. This is all that it is. This is all that China's doing. They're harassing Taiwan. And then what's going to happen is Taiwan is going to get more and more agitated. I'm getting agitated, and I'm just on the outside looking in, and I'm just like, I can't imagine living in this situation, because I would be so just upset. And mind you, the average like person in Taiwan, they have their own issues to worry about, but then it's kind of like on the outside of all those issues, you know, they're thinking about this too, and it's like, you all are still acting weird. And it's just like, what are they finally going to do? What's going to be the breaking point for all of this? Like, is this whole fight for the sea, is this like the catalyst that's going to lead to something else, and then something else, and then just going to be like a big blow up? Or is it going to be something that's like really sneaky? Because I feel like that they're constantly trying to be sneaky, and they're trying to do things. And I feel bad about the two fishermen that passed away, but they were kind of like the sacrifices. Like, there's so much to think about here. It's like, what if this is just some weird stage thing? We see footage of them pulling the bodies up, wrapped up out of the water. We don't know if they actually even died or not. That could have been anything wrapped up in that, for all that we know. They could have switched the bodies. I don't know. China does like such strange, weird, just out of the way type of stuff. Then like, this could have been something where they're just like, oh look, Taiwan is also doing stuff to us, and look, they are aggressive. Like, let's paint this picture that they're aggressive, and like, they're making our own people die as well. And it's just like, just share the sea, just share the island. The island look like it's like an island that is just to itself. It don't even look like it belongs to neither China or Taiwan. It just look like it's an island. It looks peaceful though. Let the sea stay peaceful, because what's gonna happen is, and I understand like Taiwan and their leaders not really wanting to share it, because it's like, if they do let bygones be bygones and just share it, then it's like, how we know China's not gonna creep up and be like, okay, so now we're going to use this as influence to try to control them. It's like, everywhere you look, it's like, they're going to try to control us some type of way. Like, we can't really have anything to do with them, because they're going to constantly try to control us. So the only thing we can do is be on the defensive most of the time. And that's not a good way to live. It's not a good way to go about your life. And it's just sad. This is just continuously a sad situation. It's sad that now people are getting hurt. It's sad that people have been getting hurt. It's sad that there are people getting blown into this.
Quite an interesting choice of word there. The Taiwan Affairs Office in China claiming that Taipei has been treating Chinese fishermen in a manner that is quote-unquote rough and dangerous. Then why are these so-called fishermen entering prohibited waters? Taiwan claims its Coast Guard was abiding by the law, and it was the Chinese crew that refused to cooperate. Earlier this week, Taiwan's Defense Ministry said that it detected 14 Chinese warplanes around Taiwan. What exactly were they doing there? Carrying out joint patrols with Chinese warships. There were J-16 fighters, drones. 9 of the 14 aircraft crossed the Taiwan Strait's median line. Once upon a time, this line used to be the unofficial border between the two sides. But now, Chinese planes regularly fly over the median line. Just a quick reminder here that China sees Taiwan as a breakaway province, with the Chinese President Xi Jinping claiming that the mainland's reunification with Taiwan is inevitable.
I just thought it was like so funny seeing like the pictures of all of the coastal guards. I'm like, y'all might as well be police at this point. Like y'all might as well just, you know, just be detectives. Y'all doing the most. Y'all really doing the most. So you guys, there's a lot to think about. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this whole effect of this battle, and how it will affect your country and where you're from? Because it will. It definitely will. Like, depending on the outcome of this, depending on China's moves, it does affect the whole world in a way. And it is important that you constantly check up on it. It's not so much where you gotta like be like invested in it, but like, it's good that you definitely, you know, see what's going on in the world. Like, people talk about Palestine and all of that. I think that's important as well. I tend to not put my opinion out there about that. I care more about what's going on, in my own backyard and with my own country. I think it's important to care about other people, of course, but I also think it's also important to care about how all of that is influencing our American economy as well as everywhere else in the world. Because believe it or not, all of these fights, these wars, everything that is going on in the world right now does have a indirect and a direct effect on your backyard and your country. So follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also the blog Newspaper Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Put below your comments and how you feel about this piece of news. I'll be back in the next video.